Hey, Dad'll fix it. Welcome. How's it going? What we got here is a bit of a mountain. Yeah, I got these. Actually, I think I got these in a couple of job lots amongst a bunch of other random retro stuff. I've had these a while, and these are pretty bad actually. They're in a bit of a state. Good afternoon, Mr. Philip Bryden. Yeah, we've got a mess on our hands here. We've got various faults here. So let's see what problems we have. What does this one have? Works great, but the power lead port is temperamental, so that one should be easy at least. What do we have here? Power's on, but can't get it to load cartridges. Well, that can be a few things. That'll probably be a little trickier. Power's on, but won't tune in. Well, that could have been cables. Could be that it's not loading the games and they're confusing the problems. Afternoon, RB King. Afternoon. Yeah, we got... I know I've done quite a lot of Mega Drives on this channel, but I actually do quite like working on these. And these are all Mark IIs. So I think I'm going to start with the simple one, because this one should be a quick one. This one should be a very quick one with any luck. So I'll get these other two out the way. These are all going to need a clean as well. Yeah, and we'll start with this one. So, okay. Let's test it first. I know I have the power lead on my desk. I did actually set things up properly today before starting the stream. So, AC adapter. Oh, wait, yeah, that's really loose. Okay. Not sure if you see that red light, but watch. Yeah, that's probably just come loose off the board. This one should be easy. So, well, famous last words, obviously. Let's find out, though. So we'll crack it open. 4 screws, that's easy. I don't think I've actually repaired a Mark II, Model 2 Mega Drive before, so this one could be interesting. And you can probably see right there, I've got the multimeter software running. Good afternoon, Golbarini Retro and Gaming, assuming I'm saying that right. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that, Dad Will Fix It. I'm actually planning to put together more like that. I'm planning to do, you know, basic hot air soldering, basic diagnostics, you know, like a whole little series, but I figured I'd start at the bottom and work my way up with them. So that should be fun. Okay, this one's pretty clean. I mean, at least there's not like a million cockroaches or something falling out of it, so that's good. So what do we got? We got... Oh, there's a lot of rust on this. Look at that. A lot of corrosion at the back here. Okay. Well, we'll see what the board's like underneath it. Get this EMI shield off. Yeah, I've been trying to get more practice in with video editing as well. I think I'm slowly getting the hang of the video editing package I use. But yeah. I know it's been quite a while since I've done a stream. I know RB King's been insisting that I do a stream for a while. So, here we are. And I do know that RB King in particular, he hates Sundays because there's never nothing on. So now he's got something to watch. Okay, this screw doesn't want to... Come on. There we go. I'll close that up. Well, on first eyeball, this actually looks pretty clean. Okay, so that was really loose. That power. That's strange. Doesn't really feel that loose, like, just... I don't know what's up with this. Does the actual port just come funny? Oh no, it probably does need soldering. Okay. So are there any screws on the board? No. So this should just pop out. Or am I missing a screw? Am I blind? Am I blind? We'll go with the overhead cam as well. Let's switch to that. There we go. Probably a little bit better on it. So let's good lord, this doesn't want to come off. What? Oh, fine, whatever. Really feels like it's screwed in. What am I missing? I'm missing something. Are the screws on the bottom? No. It's really wedged in. Well, everything in this is wedged. Come on. Okay, at least I got that off right. Oh, it's to get right. It's the screws on the game cartridge port. Of course it is. Yeah, you're right, Phil. You are indeed right. I should know this because I've done enough consoles like this. I'm getting rusty because I ain't practiced in a while. Right. Yep, there we go. Beautiful. So this one should hopefully be super simple. Oh yeah, I see what's happened. I'll put this under the scope so you folks can see it, but it looks like the joint's gone dry and there's, yeah, actually it's a good example of bad solder. Let's fire up the old microscope with its cool mount with directional light beams like in Batman. Whoa. Whoa. Right, there we go. Let's switch over to the microscope. There we go. Let's get things all focused up because my old man eyes don't see as well as I used to. Oh, looks like we got a little bit of tearing as well. Let's fix that while we're at it. Custom, there we go. Dr. Octopus, yeah. It's really good though, because you know, you can position the lights however which way you want, right? Really handy. Anyway. Yep, right there, that's why it's loose. That is an example of solder gone bad. That's quite a good example of bad solder. Easy fix. Okay. I think I'll wick it off and replace it anyway. Might as well. 5-second job. Link to the fume extractor is not correct. It will send you to the ESD mat. Oh, okay, Mr. Flex. I'll fix that. I'll fix that. But if you're looking for this, if you're looking for the fume extractor I use, which you can see in the bottom left there, it's this thing. It's a Cotto. There's a few people who stream who use them. They're actually pretty good. In fact, I'll have to get that on in a second. But yeah. In fact, I'll get that on now. We'll get it in position. I don't really need the microscope for this job, but there we go. fire up the old soldering station. And get my solder. It's not just because of the age, but it's because of the mechanical motion, right? Like, you know, if we just... I'll take a... I'll show you. So, you see you've got this... I'll get it into shot. We've got this power port here, right? This connector. You know, it's a lot of force, like, in and out, in and out, in and out. And over time, that mechanical action just breaks up the solder on the other side. Because that's all that holds it, you know, a couple of blobs of solder, right? Oh, thanks for linking that, RB. I think I did link it myself. Maybe I didn't press enter. I don't know. Anywho, let's get this old nasty gunk off. Yeah, that's pretty... That has gone pretty bad. It's funny, actually, Mega Drives in particular seem a bit prone to this. Now, Mega Drives did use leaded solder as well, and leaded solder is pretty reliable, so yeah. Yeah, no problem, Ken. I usually do use it. I usually use a microscope to show the actual soldering because, well, it just gives a better view, doesn't it? On my overhead camera and so on, although it's reasonably good, it's not the best in the world like that. I mean, you can see what I'm doing here is I'm just heating up the solder and using this wick to remove it. I'm not actually running my iron that hot right now. I've got it set to 350C. You can see it is wicking this up quite well. There we go. Beautiful. We'll do the same on this top one. Oh, try and get that into shot a bit better for you folks. There we go. And that's it. So we got the old stuff off. I don't know, Sega weren't that cheap actually. I mean, they made cheap consoles, but they weren't built badly, that's the thing. You know, reliability on Sega's was actually pretty good. Still is, you know. So we'll just feed new solder in like that, and then come off. There we go, that's that done. Same again here, I'm trying to heat both at the same time. I've got my iron a little bit low, but that should do the job. Same again here. And then I'm not fully happy with this joint, so I'm going to whack the iron temperature up a bit more. I'm going to stick it at about 400. So I'll whack that at 400C. Oh, hello, Postal Dude. You have indeed landed on a live stream with your host, Captain Idiot, otherwise known as Dan, or New Retro Repair, or whatever you want to call me. There we go. I think that's better. Yeah, I should do the job. Well... I'm pretty sure Postal's already subscribed. Postal's pretty knowledgeable on PlayStation 3 stuff. We chat sometimes on the Discord I've got. I'm on quite a few Discords actually. There we go. Oh, this is looking much better. What we'll do is we'll do a quick pressure test as well with the hands to see how that feels now. We'll just clean this up with the IPA. Da 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 da. There we go. Beautiful. Now, you know what? I just looked at the bottom of the game cartridge slot reader, and some of that solder's not looking so hot either, but yeah, it actually looks like quite a bit of this needs a good clean as well. Let's, yeah, look at this. It's mucky, isn't it? I might give this cartridge slot a clean with some IPA, and it looks like we got some... Oh, we definitely got corrosion on that chip. That's not good. I'll clean that up as well. I think this has got more than just a power problem. But anyway, let's do the check I was talking about. Let's wobble this. Okay, that's absolutely solid now. So yeah, that's good. But this is what I was talking about right here. Let's focus that up a bit. Yeah, you see that? Let's try and get this shot a bit better. Get that out of the way. So this is pretty common on these old consoles. You often get chips that end up with corrosion. I mean, it looks like straight rust. If we get a better zoom on that, you know, that's definitely not good. There's a whole bunch of crusty, nasty stuff along that chip. So I'm going to clean that up while I'm in here. I might as well. I mean, I'll be putting these on eBay at some point. Because, you know, I got these in eBay job lots. What I do is I just fix them up because I enjoy doing it. And then I sell them on. But this is... I wouldn't sell it on like this. We might even have damaged traces under this, I'm not sure. But what I'm going to do first, I'm going to clean this up with some isopropyl alcohol, clean up as much of the crud as I can. And then I'm going to come in with some fresh flux and reflow it a little bit. I might wick off the old solder while I'm at it. In fact, I probably will. But yeah, my thought process whenever I go into these kind of consoles, because they're old, they usually do have some corrosion, some dirt and so on, which, you know, it's to be expected. Thanks, RV. You the MVP. So yeah, we're getting this nice and gunk-free. There we go. Not perfect, but I'm gonna give it a bit more of a clean. Get as much of this nastiness off. Try and show it as best I can too. Actually, it doesn't look anywhere near as bad as it did initially, does it? Just with an IPA clean. Huh. Get some better lighting on it. I'm still going to reflow it because it has had a whole bunch of corrosion around it. But yeah, I think actually it was just a bunch of oxides. I think that rust is actually rust off of the EMI shield that was above it. Might have to give it a quick sandpapering down as well, you know, just to make sure you don't get any more deposits on there. But these traces look fine. I was worried over nothing on this chip. That's good. Do the other side as well. But yeah, compared to a lot of modern electronics, these things were built like tanks. They really were. Yeah, you're right, it is fine. Just looked iffy when I first took a look at it. I'm pretty sure it's just rust that's come off the top, off the metal shield. And for those viewers that don't know why the metal shield goes above the motherboard, and a lot of modern electronics have these as well, including things like iPhones and so on, what they do is reduce electromagnetic interference, so you don't get sort of random electrical interference interfering with the operation of the device. Most electronics come with them, actually. Anywho, brief history there. Get as much of this off as we can. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think I need to even touch the solder on that. Do a quick inspection around the board as well. A little bit of Typical dirt, hair, dust, that kind of thing. Nothing major. Filter cap there. Keeps the voltage stable going into this chip. Same there. Okay. We'll zoom out. I'm just going to get an IPA brush in the top of this cartridge slot thing as well. Might as well. There's a lot of crap in there looking at it. You can probably see it as well. We zoom in there. Yeah, I absolutely love Atari Lynx consoles. Best consoles ever made. Yep. Yep. Definitely. For those of you that are new to this channel, RB King, he sent me some Atari Lynxes to repair, and let's just say it made me swear like a trooper. Oh, you troll. Pins look slightly off. I'll have another look at that in a second, Phil. You might be right. Let's just try and clean out the hairs and other nastiness in this slot. Let's get the bristles right in there. There we go. Oh god, it's getting stuck. And there. And there. And there. You know, the irony is, even in the modern era of games consoles and Nintendo Switches, obviously, they still use cartridges, so they're still actually vulnerable to a lot of the same issues as these old school machines. It's kind of funny. So you were saying you were thinking that chip that we were looking at, this one was a bit off. Actually, it looks okay to me. This one here looks slightly off. This one, this whatever it is, 9229 chip, could be... I think that's RAM. I think it's RAM. You know, I'm not really happy with how dark this solder looks here on top. Oh, no worries, Wayne. Welcome to the party. Good to have you along. So what I am going to do, just cause, it's not going to hurt it. This solder here, it probably looks way brighter because of the light glare I've got. Let me see if I can turn that light glare down and focus this a little better as well. It looks very shiny on the thing, but if we turn these lights down a bit, you probably... it doesn't show so well. Anyway, what I'm going to do is flux it up, just reflow it. It's like a 2-second job, isn't it? Oop, yeah, over there. Just because I am not happy with it. Wayne's a good lad, is our Wayne. Oh, Wayne, little bit of advice. I think I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. That desoldering gun that I donated to you, linger a little bit longer than you do when you're desoldering something. I'm hoping I get something to demonstrate that with the gun I've got here a little later. Okay, those fumes are actually not getting sucked in. Let's move that a bit. There we go. Largely unnecessary, but whatever. Okay, there we go. So, more flux. It might not be the pads that way, and it might be the way you desoldering, because I've done an Xbox pad before myself, actually. I did my personal controller. You know, I bought it faulty off of eBay and just fixed it up for, you know, for myself. and the pads weren't too bad. Yeah, the pads weren't too bad at all. There we go. I'm happy with that. Well, what you want to do, Wayne, get a scrapboard that you've got and just practice on it. You know, because it's quite easy if you're not careful to overheat things, you know, nudge the pads off the board as you're heating them up, because, you know, it breaks down the adhesive, the glue that holds the pads to the board, because it's basically just a giant copper sheet that's been dissolved in some kind of chemical bath. And the copper itself is basically just glued down to the board with some fancy industrial type glue. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that chip now. That looks better. Now while we're at it, I do this just as a kind of standard thing. What I'll do with these older consoles is just check these solder joints on the bottom of the game cartridge slot. And the reason I do that is because they're also subject to a lot of mechanical stress. Sometimes those solder joints just go. This one looks scratched. But it looks good. Yeah, that looks fine. I think we're good. So we'll flip that off. Move that out of the way. And let's switch on over to a different camera view. There we go. While we're at it, I'm going to grab a cloth. Soon get fed up of doing handhelds, Wayne. Just ask New Retro. Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe Wayne's got a higher tolerance for pain than I do. I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with handheld consoles. You know, I don't have too many issues with them. It just depends on the console, really. Like, Game Gears are fine. Nintendo Switches are fine. But like some of those retro ones are just an absolute nightmare to work with. The Lynx is well, the Lynx 2's no fun. Lynx 1's fine. But yeah, there we go. Right. Just wipe off this IPA. There we go. Now then, let's check it again. See what we get now. If I wobble this light shouldn't go off. I'm not sure how well this shows, but let's have a look. So we got a red LED now, and that's, you know, I'm moving that. That's, oh, you can't. My arm's in the way. Yeah, that's good. So now I just got to see if it actually works. Let's turn it off. Stick this in. We'll stick the connector in wherever I left that. Where did I leave that? There it is. Naked Mega Drive. Living the life. The other one should be more interesting than this one. Well, let's see if it actually works. Power it on. Switch over to the upscaling device. Oh, there we go. Yeah, cool. Okay, this looks fine. I don't know what game I've got in this. Let's just play a game. We'll see what there is. I don't think there's actually any audio on this capture, is there? I'm not going to mess around with it. Oh, it was Sonic. Beautiful. Yeah, I like that. Okay. I do love this upscaler, by the way. It does such a nice job of making it look decent, although it's a little bit slow. Well, the upscaler's not slow, but feels like the game's a bit slow. Probably because it's 50 Hz PAL and I've gotten used to 60 Hz now. But there we go. Yep, looking good. Right, okay, that's enough of this one. It's permanently in my mind. Yeah, tell me about it, Wayne. Me too. Grew up with it. Right, I know we've got a black screen. Let's switch back to another camera. There we go. Cool. So, one down. One down, two to go. Let's get this back together. I like it when they're that easy. Upscaled nicely too. Yeah, I know, tell me about it with spam bots. You just keep doing your thing, RB, appreciate it. I kind of want to figure out what messages those spam bots give, because the streaming system I use allows me to match certain patterns in messages and stuff and auto-delete. So if I know what pattern of message they're sending, I should be able to block them automatically. Okay, I was just inspecting this. Underside actually looks okay. Bit of surface rust here, but that's all it is. That's fine. Let's get it back together. Feels like it's snagging on something. Am I putting this on right? Yeah. Am I? There's a cap under here that's kind of blocking it. So how is this? Some say I'm confused by these. How much do they sell for? Not really much. Probably 20 quid. Something like that. You know, there's not money in these. There's definitely not money in these. Okay. So how in the... Alright, that's it. Okay. That's weird, I don't remember bending that cap. Anyway, doesn't matter. It don't matter. Classic Mega Drive. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're about 20 quid actually. That'll fix it. Something like that. You know, I'm not going to get rich fixing Mega Drives, put it that way. That's why most people don't do it. And to be fair, let's take the fault on this one. It was just a faulty block of solder on the back of the power port. Like, pretty much anybody with a soldering iron can fix that. Yeah, Mega CDs sell well, but those were kind of rare. Also, welcome DreamSpec. Dreamcast Spectrum. I remembered. I remembered. Okay, and I think there's a couple more screws on this somewhere. Okay, yeah, I see him. I see him. Yeah, I kind of want a Mega CD as well. I mean, I don't strictly need one, and you can get these flash cartridges that support Mega CD games anyways. But they're kind of one of those collector's items, right? I think my brother had one of those years ago. Many a moon ago. Sure he did. He had one of those Master System converters as well. The other thing that sat in the top and let you play Master System games. Now, while I'm at it, this is looking a little bit grubby. Let's zoom in. You can probably see that's a bit grubby. So it's the classic Lidl brand furniture polish. Should do the job. I think this could do with a bit of plastic polish in places, but you know, I'm not doing a restoration here, I'm just doing a quick wipe off the muck. There we go, right. So, that's one of the job lot. Pretty much done. This can go in my complete pile, which is always nice. Assuming I can actually, you know, get the damn thing back together. There we go. Okay, reset button, power button. Yep, all good. Okay. Yeah, Computer Booter. He was working with what was it called? It was like a Philips. I think it was a Philips CD system that supports the Mega Drive, which was pretty cool. It was pretty cool watching him work on that thing. Back together. Get it back together. Slipping ribbon cables into DS Lite's nightmare. Yeah, ribbon cables in general, Phil, are an absolute nightmare. That's why I hate the Atari Lynx. I've got one I need to drive my car over, actually. I've just not gotten round to it. Right, next one. What we got here then? We got a filthy looking one. Poor thing's a bit dinged up. Looks like it was found in a ditch. Probably was. Power's on, but can't get it to load cartridges. Okay, that can be a few things. That can be broken traces. That can be poor solder on the bottom of the cartridge slot reader. That can be dead chips. This could be anything. This one is going to be an interesting one. So let's crack it open. Yeah, I was just thinking the only way you can really make money off of these consoles is if you like fully recap them, like replace every single capacitor on the system, mod them and things like that. Like that can get you a bit of a return on them. Modding them in particular. It depends on the particular model of Mega Drive though. There is a chap who knows quite a bit about particular mods for Mega Drives. RWL 2012, he's pretty up on that stuff. Have you tried that bumper stuff? Black to black. Bumper stuff? Oh, right, yeah, sorry, my brain was like bumper stuff. Yeah, you mean car stuff. No, I've not tried that. I have some Maguire's Plastex, but, you know, that's a polish, so... I mean, this will probably look a lot better if it's just been washed, right? I mean, you can see that that's... you can sort of see it's not so great. But you know what we'll do We'll try this first. I've taken it apart and not even tried it, so let's try it. That was a bit stiff. Now there are test ROMs for these. No, it's not your fault. That'll fix it. That's just me being a spaz because I forgot. I'm an absolute spanner sometimes. We have got a bit of rust on that port, but whatever. Alright, let's... Okay, well, we've got a red light. And we've got a black screen. So we're getting a signal. Right, cool, okay. Let's flip back over to the camera, this camera. Right. Yeah, let's have a look-ski. On the modded Vita, love it. Looks like there's a bit of fluff on this board. There we go. How many folks are watching anyway, people? I'm curious. So you bought it about a year ago. Has every retro console game on? Oh right, okay. So you no, okay, that's not bad. So you got a Vita modded with emulators, I'm presuming, and you're just sort of, yeah, that's not a bad way to go about it. Actually, Nintendo Switch is a pretty good platform for it. If you've got one of the unpatched Switches, you can run homebrew applications, and the Switch does have a RetroArch port. And that RetroArch is brilliant because it has just about every system on it. Yeah, no problem, Joe RD. I'm glad it helped. You know, if there's anything you want to ask me while I'm on this stream, please, you know, feel free. Yeah, everybody and their dog works on Switches, right? They're actually really not bad to work with, though. I like them. Okay. Nothing immediately bad with this. Or is there? Well, we'll soon see. Get that out of the way. This is one of those times I wish I had like a hardcore like air compressor just to get rid of all the dust. Welcome. I don't know how to say your name, but I'm gonna call you Tough Enough. CFQ Tough Enough, there we go. Tough Enough. There's a bit of a ring to it, that. Right, anyway. So... this could be absolutely anything. Hey, what's that? Oh, that don't look good. I think I might have found a problem with my eyeballs. Let's get the old microscope into view. Let's have a look. I'll switch to this in just a moment, but I think... hard to tell. Let's switch over to the old microscope view. Let's find out. There, you can probably see what I spotted. But if you can't, that don't look so great. The main problems with Mega Drives, there's quite a few. So probably the most common that I've seen anyway is the VRAM going bad. There's sometimes the the main processor can go bad as well. It's the main processor I think that I'm looking at now, I think. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's wrong. I told a lie. The main processor's up here. These sometimes go bad. But yeah, it tends to be corrosion, because, you know, with these game slots here, right, you know, you get people blowing into them and blowing into the games, and obviously if you're blowing onto a motherboard, you're just gonna rot the traces after a while with your disgusting like fluids, you know. Right, let's have a look. Joe RD, I think I paid £80 for my 2-in-1 station to find out it's garbage. I wanted to buy some T12 or T15 tips, but really unsure if they would fit my iron. Couldn't tell you without knowing what the station is. But do you know what? In that video I did, those KSGER soldering stations, they're pretty good. I can recommend them. I did use one for about a year or so. I upgraded to a Hako FX 951, but yeah, they're not bad. Yeah, Dad will fix it. You know, like definitely overexcited teenagers who've, you know, like the look of Chun-Li may have caused corrosion in these old Mega Drives. So our fault on this one could be almost anything. I don't think that looks too smart, but we can check that with a meter. So let's whack that in continuity mode. Waiting from Ali. Delivery time is absolutely crazy. Yeah, you know what, Joe RD? Delivery times on AliExpress at the minute, a lot of people have been saying that. I've not ordered anything from them in a little while now, but there's a lot of folks saying that delivery times are a bit stupid. Let's see if we can get a bit more zoom on this. So the two that I'm suspicious of are this one? Yeah, this one. Well, we have continuity by the look of it. This one. Okay, they're actually fine. They don't look smart though. Okay, we'll move on from that. It's not that. Yeah, a few people are saying they think that it's the UK having problems with China. And again, these days, who doesn't the UK have problems with? Right, what else have we got? So there is another thing I can check as well, but I'll need to use the oscilloscope for that. But there is this crystal oscillator. Sometimes those go bad. Don't know on this one though. Could equally be the video out chip as well. I'm just giving it like eyeballs now. I'm just seeing if I can see anything out of the ordinary. God, around this cart slot's disgusting. I'm going to clean it a bit. Craftsman 168 700 watt. 2-in-1 700 watts. So that's going to be hot air at 700 watts and an iron at question mark, I guess. Those 2-in-1s tend not to have T12 type tips. They're usually a bit dumber. They're and I don't mean dumber in like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like they're generally not direct heat tips. They're usually the older style tips that come with those. I've never had one like that myself, a 2-in-1. I hear they're okay. Okay, I can actually see the board now. How does it look? Looks okay. Oh, this board is really disgusting. And the reason I'm cleaning up and moving this gunk out the way is because I want to see if there's any trace corrosion. Because that's happened before. I've fixed a couple of Mega Drives where traces have just rotted and, you know, you get in there with a bit of enamelled wire and jobs are good. And how are we looking? cap don't look too smart. Or at least the solder on it doesn't. Wonder if it needs a recap. Maybe not. I'm not going to assume it's caps. Oh, look at this cotton swab. It's... yeah. Once ruled as the world, now get into third world country. I've been to Manchester. Oh, there's been some work in this. Look at this. You guys seeing that? There's a jumper wire there. Somebody's done something to this board. Huh. That's not how I'd have jumpered it, but there we go. We'll check that for a short and continuity. You never know. This is a RAM module as well. Hi Frozerinos. Cheetham Hill, have you been there, Dan? Nah, I've not been to Cheetham Hill. Actually, I haven't been to Manchester in ages. Most of my family live nearby Manchester, though. Which is why I have a slightly odd accent. It's a bit... ever so slight, very light tinge of north in my accent, but not much. Mainly Midland. Yeah, we're going to check this, because this looks a bit... this looks a bit suboptimal. Yeah. Button wire. Right, there we go. Okay, that's alright. It's not shorted to that. No, I think that fix is fine. Whoever did that did it alright. But I wonder, I'm fairly certain that these are the RAM chips for this 6800 Motorola chip. We got corrosion there. Alright, this one's going to be a bit more complicated, I think. Seems like the iron draws 60 watt, falls to 40 watt to maintain the temperature maybe. Yeah, that sounds about right, Joe. Some irons will do that. Most will do that. I'm wondering though, there's been work done in this area and we've got a label for C4 here. It doesn't look like it was ever populated, but you'd never know, right? Those two are. I don't think you can see them. That cap and that cap look okay. That's unpopulated, but it looks like it always was, so I'm going to assume it was. Well, always was. Misspent youth. Ah, youth's overrated. Youth is overrated. Says me, anyway. I mean, actually, I wouldn't mind being young again. Yeah, we've got a bit of rust near the top. Oh, this board is just gross. It's like it's covered in fur. Let's check that Xena diode. Yep, looking okay. Diode's fine. 65 on Thursday. Well, you know what? Happy early birthday. 65 years young. What else we got on this here board? What we got? Oh, this stuff looks like a mess. I think the cap might be okay. You see, what I sometimes do with these caps is I'll check them with an ESR meter. I'm just trying to work out if they're okay by visual. They look alright. I don't think it's the caps. These old Mega Drives are surprisingly tough when it comes to caps. Sometimes though, we just have to scan the board and look for, you know, anything amiss. Thing is, with these retro systems, you often don't see anything amiss, right? I mean, I guess the reset button could be stuck. I can probably check that. So let's switch to continuity mode and we'll see what continuity across this reset button looks like. So if I press it, do we get anything? Okay, that looks alright. A little surprised I'm not getting anything on the other side of it. Oh yeah, I am. Okay. Yeah, reset button looks fine. So it's not that. Sometimes those go bad and, you know, the system's stuck in a permanent reset mode and you get a black screen. I mean, it could be simple. Could just be the game cart slot needs a clean. I mean, it doesn't look particularly bad, but we'll give it a clean anyway. But I don't see anything obvious. I might well check the crystals working. You never know. Right, let's flip the board and have a look on the other side. Right, let's have a look. See, look at the comments more. I've been under the scope a bit too long. So, okay. Let's see. I want to be young again. 65 on Thursday. I did respond to that. Age is just a number, Ken. Well, that's true. It is just a number. Tell my knees and hips that. Yeah, always good having a nice collection of games machines. Why not, right? Right, let's have a look at this. There we go. Solder all looks fine on the cart slot, but I am gonna clean up around it a bit. I don't see anything obviously wrong with this board. Going over in my mind what it could be. All looks okay. All looks okay. For anybody unsure of what I'm doing, I'm just visually scanning the board. Bottom of the VRAM looks okay. That's a switch, that's game port, game controllers. No, there's absolutely nothing obviously wrong with this board. Yeah, these are the nightmarish ones to figure out. Well, let's clean out that port. I've had some old consoles where you'll drown the game cart slot with like isopropyl, clean it up, and then it'll work. But it'll only work while the IPA's on there, so it's almost like something's being shorted, but IPA doesn't even conduct. I've had loads of weird issues like that. You got an Amiga 500, a 1200, an A570 CD-ROM. It's never been turned on for at least 25 years. My grandson wants to try it, but I'm worried they might go bang. To be fair, if it's going to go bang, it's probably not going to harm your grandson. The most likely thing to go wrong with like older Amigas and things like that, generally capacitors and power supplies, you're more likely to just get no power. And if it does go bang, you're talking about one of these small capacitors, like you know, like one of these going. And when they go, they don't obliterate themselves. They usually just leak out the top. I've got lost a brush strand there. Lost it. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it, gee willikers. Alright. There we go. Well, let's see. Let's see what that does. So, things I'm thinking of checking. I'll get back on the overhead cam. Things I'm thinking of checking are this chip, this oscillator. I've got to make sure that the Z80 chip, which I think is on board this, is working. Other things it could be, we've got the video port here. We checked the solder under that and it looked fine, so it's, you know, I don't think it's that. And we were getting video sync on the capture card as well. It was synchronizing. We could see that it was getting something, but just a black screen. Normally that indicates it can't read a cartridge. What we could do is we could use a logic probe to see if this is doing anything. I do have a logic probe, so I might do that. We can check to see that the oscillator's actually oscillating at the frequencies it's supposed to as well, so that's something we can try. But before we do that, let's just try it now that we've cleaned the slot. You never know. Could be as simple as that. I keep stabbing myself on these ultra sharp probe points as well. Broken trace next to that port. It could be Carl. I haven't seen anything though. Z80 separate. Where is the Z80 on this? So that's on its lonesome. That could be a Z80. I'd have to look at the schematic. But I know the Z80 and the main 68,000 Motorola chip, they have different clock frequencies. So I think there's some signal frequency dividers or something like that, circuitry. But anywho, let's find out if that's made any difference at all. You never know. Nope. Nope, none at all. So we've still got a black screen. Let's try reseating things. I assume you can all still hear me. You can. You've just got a black screen. I know that's not particularly interesting, but we'll sort that in a minute. So we got signal 15.5, 49.69 hertz. Okay. It's working at PAL frequencies. Okay, that implies to me then, my thought process is, if we're getting sync at the capture card at 50 hertz, that means that the video circuitry is working. So that would be this chip up here, I think. So I think we're good on that front. So I think that it's going to be something in this area of the board here. Okay. I'd kind of like to show you folks the oscilloscope in action. Maybe I can. I'll probably have to move it down onto the desk. Just give me a minute. I'm going to rearrange things a little bit so that we can see that. Looks like a broken trace when you were close in cleaning it, Carl. Next to that pot. Let's double check it. Let's not rule it out. Let's have a look. Let's see. Let's see. You never know. You never know. Okay, so I think you meant over by here. So we'll just check this side. I'm pretty sure it's going to be okay. The only reason I say that is because we got sync. So you were thinking there was a broken trace around here? Was that right? We got pretty low latency on this stream. Near the card reader. Okay, depends which side. Let's scan again. Let's go bit by bit. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we've got broken traces in this area. You never know. Let's get that cotton off. So that all looks okay. All those traces look okay. I mean, there's this. But that's just a bit of muck. There we go. No, those traces all look okay. I kind of want to find a broken trace. I want to fix one. I like fixing broken traces. Other side, right. This side, when I was cleaning with IPA. Okay, so let's have a look. I have seen broken traces on Mega Drives on this side of the board before. So, let's get this. Let's see what we can do about that focus. So, you were saying near that port, which would be this side. So scanning from left to right, that all looks okay. That all looks okay. It looks a bit dirty, but it doesn't look like there's any broken traces to me. Then we come down to the port area. And those traces all run on the other side of the board. No, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it, Carl. Maybe I'm just being blind, though. Happens a lot. Happens a lot. We've got a broken trace here, but this has already had a prior repair on it. Let me... Oh, sorry. I've tested that. That's fine. Makes you wonder what did that damage, though. And for those folks watching, by the way, when repairing more modern systems like a Nintendo Switch, you can check around the board's capacitors around certain IC controllers, and you can check for continuity to ground across certain parts of the chip. If you get shorts to ground, you know that chip's gone. On these older systems, you can't do that. Most of the time when those chips fail, they fail in a more subtle way, which is ridiculous because it makes it harder to diagnose. Right, so I've just cleaned off some gunk. All of these traces look fine to me. They really do. I don't know if people are seeing anything I'm missing here, but it looks good. Looks good to me. What's happened between those two chips? Next to L3. Next to L3. Let's have a look. Where the heck is L3? Oh, right. I think I see what you're saying. This? Gunk? There's just a lot of dirt on this board. That's all. Yeah, I think we're... No, I think it's fine. Yeah, just dirt. What's that between those two chips? So, between these? Between this? No, I think we're okay. I don't think we've got broken traces on this board. I really don't. I mean, it's in pretty good condition by the look of it. We've got a single broken trace that's had a prior repair on it. That prior repair tests okay, so I don't think it's that. No, I think we're going to have to... I think we're going to have to bust out the oscilloscope and just see if we are getting any kind of activity. So what I'll do, if you just bear with me, is I'll rearrange this desk a little bit. Let's tidy up while we're at it because it's getting a bit nasty. Get rid of those, put them there. Out of the way. We're going to need this bad boy. Yeah, that's in shot okay, isn't it? Yeah. Cool. I do need to plug it in, though. Do I have a spare kettle lead? Yes, I do. Can you guess how much I use this thing by the fact it's not even plugged in? Right. My testing solution partner. Nice. So I need to ground this probe. So I can ground that anywhere, I suppose. I think I can probably ground it on this. Yeah, that should be grounded. Does that give me the range I need? I think it does. So what we can do is we can test the pins on here. I'm going to come in from the overhead view. Zoom right in. Why is that not working? This camera looks like it's frozen. That's because it was frozen. Okay, cool. So if we come down a bit, down a bit, down a bit, down a bit. I'm going to check this chip, make sure that's getting the frequency it needs. I'm going to put a game in, just to make sure it's actually got a game. I'm going to plug it in. Come on, focus. Work it out, camera. That crashed my oscilloscope. That's straight up. I've never seen that happen. Let's try that again. Where's my auto button? Whoa. That ain't right. That definitely ain't right. What the heck is going on there? We shouldn't be seeing a sine wave. This is crazy. That's definitely not right. Right, let's check the crystal. This is usually a little harder than you might think because of angling everything, but I should be able to just check these. Not that pin. Right, that looks okay. Yeah, that's in spec. The crystal's fine. Let me see if I can get you a better angle on that because the board's in the way. So if I put that there... You can see what we're getting there. It might not be particularly obvious on the camera there, but it says we're running at 53.2031 megahertz. That's what we want to see. So we know the crystal's good, and we know that's getting power. So we know it's not that. I mean, the other thing to do is to find out the pinout of this 6800K chip and look for which leg of that should be running at whatever frequency that's meant to run at, and verify that we've got that. Then we can ascertain whether it's any kind of timing circuit issues. If it is a timing circuit issue, it could be down to caps. It could even be down to rot right under the game cart slot. I don't really want to have to remove the game cart slot to look though. So let me have a look at I'm going to look at a board diagram for this thing and the pinouts for that chip. We've got a VA0 PAL model according to the board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to whack an intermission screen on. I'm going to take 5 minutes anyway, just a quick brief 5-minute break. I'm going to look at the circuit schematic for this 6800K, check the pinouts, verify which pin has got clock on it and check that. I might also check this chip as well. Again, there was some nasty crud down here, but it was testing okay with the multimeter, so I don't think that that's the issue. But you never know, worth a look. I'm going to check each cap individually as well, inspect each individual cap. We'll see what we find. So anyway, I shall be back in approximately 5 minutes or so. So I shall see you soon. to get something up on screen here. We window capture this and then resize it. So we've got a pin out here. I just want to get this into better view for folks. Let's see what we can do about that. Can we zoom this? Can we zoom this? I don't know. Can we crop it? We kind of can. I'm not sure I can get this a better view. Let's just kind of show that. I think that's a 64 quad pin lead setup as well. Let's get that chip. So that's a 68HC00. Yeah, that's the wrong chip. This is the chip we need. 68 pin quad. Kind of a weird pin out. Let's fix that window capture. As best we can. Hey, that ain't quite right. I'm kind of struggling here. Let's reset that. Okay. Does that show it's all? No, this is not going well, is it? Let's reset that. Let's filters. Oh, we're getting somewhere. That's not bad. Whoops. No. 800, no. 500, no. Let's get rid of the crop. I'm going to struggle with this, I think. We'll just stick this kind of here. I can see that the clock pin is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down from the bottom, I think. So pin 26, where's that? I see that. Yeah, okay, we can see this. So it's pin 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think it's pin 15. So let's probe along these bottom pins. Let's see what we get. Ten, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think this is the clock. That's interesting, isn't it? We're getting nothing. Looks like, looks like we're getting nothing. Let's try pin 10. we've got activity there. We've got some activity there. That's high. I don't think we're getting any frequency on the chip. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14... Oh, I think this is dead. Oh, 7.6 megahertz. I think that's actually getting the frequency then. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's fine. Let's see if we can show that a bit better. I'm gonna reach in from the side. Yeah, you can. Whoop. There we go. So the process is getting something. It's getting the required frequency. Yeah. Yeah. Back to the drawing board. Okay. Let's turn it off. We can get rid of this too. I think we've confirmed that the crystal's doing its job and that the timing's fine, so it's not that. Okay. Next step. I'm still not comfortable with this. Let's do something about that. Oh. Right. There we go. Let's come in with a microscope again. I'm going to touch these up. I have seen these ASICs go bad as well. It's not easy to diagnose these either. Oh god, I'm getting flux in the face. we go. What I'm going to do as well is like little, scrape this a tiny bit. Oh, welcome back, Philip. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this. It won't read game carts. I don't think it's a game cart slot. I think maybe this ASIC chip's gone bad. I'm kind of going over what things might be. I've had the oscilloscope out. I've checked frequencies on the main 6800K Motorola chip, and that was fine. So it's a bit tricky. What I'm doing right now is, I was a little suspect about some of the solder on this. I did check it and it tested fine, but you never know. So I'm just I've been touching these joints up a bit. I did bridge some things, so. What I'm doing now is just going over the chip, making sure everything's good. There's 2 pins here I'm not happy with. If you can see here, these don't look great. I'm not actually sure if those have gone or not. Let's scrape at them. You missed the oscilloscope. You didn't miss too much. Turns out what I was checking is just fine. Let's clean that up a bit first. Does the console send voltage to the cart? Good question. I've not metered it. I've not metered that out, so let me just check all these pins. They all look fine. I'm a little suspect because looking at this right here, it just looks a bit I don't know. I think that's okay. Oh, look at that. There's no continuity. What about here? Yeah, those two lines are broken. Those two lines are broken, so I think we've found the problem. Stop wobbling, camera. So, if we just clean this up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run some jumper wires for these two pins. I'm pretty certain that's what the problem is here. So, if we unplug the power, would be smart as well. I've lost where I was. Come back. There we go. Ah, yeah, I can see that clearer now. Yeah, you can see the break. Do you guys see that break? Yep, there's our problem. Okay, this is an easy one then. Ooh, I wanted to do trace repair. Now I get to do trace repair. Yeah! Right, let's deactivate the fume extractor for now. Let's first of all scrape away some of this solder mask. So the problem is not the ASIC strictly, it's the ASIC connectors. So yep, corrosion of course it's corrosion, it's always corrosion. Yeah, okay, I was right initially then, huh. It's the first thing I saw when I opened it up. Oh, hey Phil. Welcome. 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 Found the problem with this Mega Drive. Gonna do a jumper wire. Well, two jumper wires. You see the problem right there. So what we'll do is welly down some flux. Blob a bit of solder on there. Video is freezing this end, audio is fine though. Really? Is this freezing up for anybody else? You know what? I want my fume extraction back. No freezing. Good, good. Okay, must just be networking somewhere. Yep. And the soldering iron. There you go. Odd that the sound is fine. Could be, it could be, I'm gonna be specific now. It could be Philip Ryden, because I know other Phil is on the stream. We don't want to get our Phils confused. There's so many Phils! But yeah, it could be that you've got video decoding issues, so your audio's fine, but the video's a bit off. Maybe try reopening your web browser if you're on a desktop. Let's just make sure that the gauge of this wire is good. I don't want to use too thick a... Is that a bit thick? Let's use a thinner one. Let's try with this one. This feels a bit too thin. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip off some of the nasty enamel, well, not nasty, but the insulation on this enamel. Annoyingly, I can't burn it off with a soldering iron. This stuff's like invincible to it. So, all I do for this, shift that out the way, get this on the, get this under the scope so I can see what I'm doing with it. Now in that beginner's guide video I did, you can probably see exactly why I love this blade. This blade is brilliant. Just takes everything off of everything. Oh, nice one, Philip. Glad you sorted it. I'm glad it was nothing my end, to be honest. I can barely grab this this wire. Right, there we go. I guess all we needed was our eyes in the end. That's all we needed. Right, that's probably enough of that. This is just standard jumper wire procedure. For those who aren't familiar with this, this is a really common repair technician technique. It's used everywhere, and pretty much every technician will tell you that most of the money they've made on repairs has been made using this cheap as heck wire. Right. How are we for focus? Pretty good. Sorry, it's a relief when it's someone else's problem. Well, kinda. Yeah, no worries, RB. Go ahead. Like I say, you know, I've actually freed up a lot of my backlog now. I fixed a PlayStation 1 yesterday. Dumbest fix in the world as well. It was just nudged the laser assembly a bit, and then it started working. It was like, oh, okay, that was an easy fix. Took it apart and re-greased it anyway, but you know. Right, tweezers. So let's try and get a little bit more flux down and a bit more solder where we can as well. So come on, iron, get up to temperature. Now what I'll do is I'll take my tweezers, come in with our jumper wire. I'm going to try and get it as straight and clean as we can, although I'm kind of struggling to grip it at the minute. I assume folks can see this okay. How's our focus? Yeah, it's a bit mushy, isn't it? Let me just grab another pair of tweezers. These ones are a bit bent. There we go. That's a good pair of tweezers. No. I'm knocking things flying here. The trick with shaky hands, RB, is to, if you see there on the bottom left, you can see how I've got my hands. I rest it flat on the desk. If your hands shake a lot like that, downward pressure on your hand, a lot of downward pressure, and then you'll get tons of stability. I mean, I have fairly steady hands anyway, but like, yeah, there are small things you can do to work around the problem. Whoop. Ah, damn it. Made it worse. Yeah, that's okay. I keep blocking my lights with my hands. Just try and get that a bit higher. Ha 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 ha. Right, let's clean this up. And now what we'll do is we'll just check that that actually made a connection. Pretty sure we are, but let's check anyway. We are in continuity mode. Yes, we are. Yep, that's good. Next jumper. Let's just get this a bit more straight. It's doing these kind of jumpers on things like the Nintendo Switch that can be difficult, because some of those traces are absolutely tiny. Like these, comparatively, are massive. Get the flux down. I don't like the bend in this. Let's snip that off. Get this soldered down nicely if we can. What I'm going to do is just snip a bit more of that wire off, cut a bit more of that off at this end. Like that. Get rid of that. Okay, that's made a join, that's pretty solid too. There we go, we've got another jumper in. Now we'll just cut this one too, get rid of the excess. And now for cleanup. Just use isopropyl to melt the, dissolve as much of the flux as we can. This is a rosin mildly active flux, so you shouldn't leave it on the board, it's not no clean. But because it's mildly active, it won't do too much damage. A lot of fluxes contain quite an acidic substance, and it will dissolve stuff over time. let's just do another check. Let's just see if we've now got continuity on that line. We should have. It looks good, but sometimes it can look good and not be good, so let's find out. We'll probe this part of the trace. And there we go. We're good. Thanks, Angela. I wouldn't call myself a master, though. You know, this is actually a hobby I taught myself during the first bunch of lockdowns we had, because, you know, everybody had more time at home, and it's like, well, you know, let's do something useful with that time, and this is what I did. And you know what? I love it. It's brilliant. There we go. I think we got some nice rebuilt traces there. Is that a bridge, or is that just IPA? I'll write that again. It's just IPA. I'm just using hot air to dry up the IPA in case anyone's wondering. Not to actually do soldering. Yeah, exactly, tough enough. I did. Yeah, a lot of this is relatively cheap kit too. You know, I went for kind of mid-range things, and some of the more expensive looking things I made myself, like the microscope mount and so on. That was all DIY. I did that myself. It's a little bit wobbly because of my desk, which is annoying. I mean, even my fume extractor's a bit wobbly. But yeah, I did a lot of this during the lockdown. It's been a lot of fun. It really has. Most of the electronics I've been repairing are just random stuff I've picked up off of eBay. I've done stuff for people as well. I've done a few things for some of my watchers, some of my viewers. That's been fun. We've still got a bit of a smeary, fluxy... Let's get more IPA on that. What I want to do next, now that we've got that pretty clean, I do want to get a bit of solder mass down on it just to cover it up and prevent any further nasty corrosion happening. Have I lost my jumper? Or is it just... Oh no. My jumper wire there, it's kind of blending in with the board. The one on the right. But yeah, I acquired the skill for soldering entirely during lockdown. I learned just by watching lots of YouTube videos and so on. I mean, I'd done soldering before when I was younger. Mainly because I was a cheap kid and I used to like fixing things, you know. And when I was sort of 17, 18, bought myself an original Xbox, and being a cheap kid meant that, like, modding the Xbox, you know. And yeah, that was the first soldering I did. Absolutely terrible at it as well back then, but hey-oh. It just doesn't... It is clean, but it doesn't feel it. And the thing about solder mask is it's not going to bond particularly well with the board if we've got greasy flux on there. I'm going to try a little bit more cleaning. Got to be at least 15 years since you did any circuit work. Well, you know what, Angela, if you ever feel like it, why not give it a go again? You know, in 15 years, the technology's moved quite a bit as well. You know, we've got these direct heat soldering tips and so on now, and they actually are quite nice. You'd be surprised how much easier it is than those old school soldering station tips you were probably used to back in the day. The oh god, what were they called? They were like direct ceramic core ones with just a piece of metal. They're not bad, but the newer tech's quite a bit better. And, you know, it doesn't take any... There's no learning curve to it, which is nice. Yeah. Yeah, I guess sometimes, though, it's just nice to watch other people do stuff, isn't it? I can barely even feel this with my finger. Alright, that should do the job. Let's grab the solder mask. There we go. And what I'm going to do with this is take a cotton swab, slice it so we got a bit of a point, and I'm going to dab it on. There we go. I've got to be careful squeezing this stuff out of the tube, because sometimes you just shoot a load of green solder mask everywhere, which is annoying. Yeah, that's probably more than enough. There we go. Bit thick. Let's take some of that off. Yeah, that'll do the job. Yeah, fair enough, Angela. Fair enough. Boss-eyed. That's such a great term, isn't it? Boss-eyed. Taking the piss out of bosses everywhere. Right, so, you know, there's not much to see here. It's just a bit of ultraviolet laser pen. Takes a little while to cure. So talk amongst yourselves. So you have a soldering iron with ceramic heater. What's a good direct heat upgrade? Anything for around £100. Philip Ryden, you can do an extremely good soldering station for £35. The tips are going to cost you around about 2 or 3 quid a piece, and they're all direct heat. While I kill this, I'll show you. Let's switch to the Joy-Con view. Yeah. So, these are the tips. I showed these in my beginner soldering video I did, but these are the tips you can buy. For about £2 or £3. I've been using some of these now fairly regularly for about a year, and they're still pretty good condition, so they last quite well. And considering how cheap they are, you know, you can buy tons of these if you want. Well, I have, you know, you can. There's a thing full of them next to me, but a soldering station, 35 quid, 35 UK pounds. It's, you know, comparable in dollars. I think it's about $45, something like that. Probably comparable in euros too, actually, and yeah, more than what you need. Hey, Micro Repairs Limited, welcome to the party. Yeah, the TS100s are good as well, that's right, and yeah, I guess any clones are pretty good too. Well, look at that, it's like a nightclub. Strobe. It's the KSGER T12, Phil Bryden. KSGER T12. It's if you look at the last video I uploaded, the one I uploaded yesterday, I think it was, or the day before, whenever I uploaded it anyway, it's the beginning soldering guide. I detail it in there. You can buy them off of AliExpress. check the description of this video. I might have linked it. I can't remember. But you can definitely buy them off AliExpress pretty cheap. You know, they're not expensive equipment. They're basically a Hakko, like a Hakko FX951 clone. And I upgraded to a Hakko FX951 because all the cool kids do. and honestly, it's not really been that huge an upgrade. Not really. Yeah, if you do pick one up, by the way, if you do pick one up, Phil, I recommend getting the plastic housing one rather than the metal housing one. And the reason I recommend that is because then you won't have to do any mods to it. It will just be, you know, it's safe enough as it is. The metal ones you have to kind of mod to make them safe. So just bear that in mind. Right, let's see if this is actually cured. Mostly. Needs a bit longer. I need a more powerful UV light, I think. I'd order one from Northridge Fix, but he charges twice the amount they actually cost, so no, I won't do that. I'll order it from the source. I hate waiting on curing Solar Mask. Why? New retro repair. Oh, by the way, mate, your tip amount heating on the ICs on a link screen was working for me till I sneezed and jammed the eye. Oh no! Oh no, James! James! Oh! Yeah, sure, micro repairs. I do. I bought them on I bought them off of eBay. I think they're about £8 a spool or something. And obviously, once you've got them, you're basically never going to run out, right? But yeah, I'm happy to link you that. I'd do it now, but I'm kind of half occupied with this. Once I've done curing this, I'll whack the link on chat for you. Does involve going through my eBay history, but I want to take a break in a minute anyway. Alright, I think that's cured. But yeah, they sell it in all kinds of gauges as well, which is nice. Yeah, that's cured good now. That's solid. Okay, so moment of truth, folks. Let's kill that, get that out of the way, switch over to a different camera. There we go. So let's tidy up this workspace again because it's getting a bit out of control, and we still have one more Mega Drive to look at. Using Kynar. Kynar's good for different, like, there's different use cases for it, right? Like it's magnet wire you're looking for. I mean, where did I get this? This has got a web address on it. Actually, here we go, micro. brocot.co.uk. And this is just enameled magnet wire. It's Brocot, B-R-O-C-O-T-T, so it's double T on the end. That's what you're looking for. You could scavenge it if you wanted to. You could get it from old Transformers and stuff as well. I think that's what Phil does. Phil the Coder, Phil Danks. Or actually, I think that's what Sarah does for Phil, but whatever. You know what I mean. But if you ain't got time for that, just buy those spools. Yeah, it's all from Brocot, and I think they have an eBay store. So yeah, definitely check them out. It's cheap. It's real cheap. You'll only ever need to buy like one spool of each gauge. So We got the video plugged in, we got the power plugged in, we need the game plugged in. Let's switch over to our capture card. Do we still just have a black screen? No! No, I thought we had it. Sync, 49.69 Hertz. Gosh darn! I thought we were so close. I'm gonna have to check these other lines, I think. Go back to the scope then. So close. So close. Boo! The line to the right of the other two you fixed. Yeah, you could be right. I'm going to meter it. I'm just going to... Where does that even go? Oh, I'll just scrape some mask off. Doesn't matter, does it? Right. Okay. So we're thinking that, stupid cotton swabs. We're thinking then, maybe this line, so we'll scratch a bit of mask off. God, I love this blade. We'll scratch a bit of mask off on this one. Oh, actually, we'll meter it out down there, I think. Yeah, we'll meter that one out down there, and we'll meter the other one out. Okay. Alright, let's find out then. Nope, we got continuity on that. Do we definitely have continuity on this? Where does this go? Oh, that goes miles away. Let's just scratch off some mask. Right here. I do have a very interesting device. Not on my workbench, obviously. I've looked at it. I've got to have more of a look at it. I've been making a video on it, actually. But it's an ongoing thing. I'm working on a World War II field telephone. Belongs to my uncle. And he came into possession of it a number of years ago. And the original problem, the fault he's had with it, is that when you crank the dynamo, the other phone should ring, and that doesn't happen anymore. And he got it out to show me, and unfortunately it had been stored with batteries in it, which had melted the battery terminals. But yeah, I'm currently working on a video where I restore those battery terminals by building new battery contact springs, which are kind of specific to this device. So yeah, it's a fun one. Right, let's get this into shot better for you folks. There we go. Now then, we're testing this third line. We're good. The line we just soldered, we're good. That line, we're good. This line, we're good. And we're good. So it's not those lines. They're all okay. Welcome back, Dad will fix it. So those two lines are fine. We do have plugs of solder in these vias right here, and they look corroded. I have seen this before as well on Mega Drives, where sometimes these vias will get corroded. The solder in the middle will get corroded and eat away at the actual plated via and break the connection, and the solder will be all, you know, too far gone. This actually looks okay though. I don't think it's that. But let's just check these other pins. And also make sure I didn't stupidly bridge any of them, which is also possible. No, they're good. All good so far. Because I did run my iron down these, I'm just making sure that I've not bridged any of these pins together. It's easy done, so... Alright, all good so far. Good there. Good there, good there. Good there. Nope, it's not bridge pins. Okay. Yeah, Josh is Micro Mage. There's a lot of micros. You got Micro Mage, Uber Micro, Micro Repairs, I actually used to work for a company that had micro in the name. They were called Micro Weighing Systems, MWS. It's just micros. Everybody wants to be micro. Right, I'm going to inspect all the other... how I'm looking. No, I think they're okay. That's where we did our repairs. That's all okay. If a little fluxed up. Microfill. Oh, come on, where's the chip? I'm lost. Let's turn that around. Huh. A bit of flux. Yep. Okay, that all looks fine. Yeah, we should do that. That'll fix it. What we should all do is just all change our name, like, to Phil. Just all to Phil. Like, no differentiator, just Phil. Everyone is Phil. So he's got about 300 Phils on his channel. That would be quite funny, actually. Alright. I think that chip's fine. I really do. I think that chip's okay now. I'm going to look around the board, though. We must be missing something. It's probably the video encoder chip. That chip looks okay. I don't see anything funny around that one. Or that one. I'm kind of at a loss now. Let's just check the other lines around those two corroded ones. I didn't even have to strip that. Derp, 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 derp. Oh, okay, cool. I'll try not to be too long. Hey, up. Oh, testing the wrong one. Okay. Okay. All good there. All good there. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. No, I think it was only those two lines. Yeah, I suppose I can check those two above LED one. Might as well. Might as well. Let's have a look. See if we can get the focus a bit better too. There we go. Yeah, all good. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. It's a bit strange that there was only two rotted connections. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Like, are there any traces under the chip that have gone bad? And that is possible. I'd have to remove the chip to check, though. And that would be annoying. There's definitely a couple of traces running under it. I really don't want to do that. I'm going to try turning it on again, though. And again, you know, the kind of time you can spend on these old consoles, it really does make it not worth the time. Like, money-wise or anything like that. Because again, I will sell this, but I won't make the time I've spent on it, you know. But it ain't bad for some. It ain't bad for some practice, and it ain't bad for, you know, low octane repairs. Clock signal's fine. Yeah, clock signal was fine. I did check that. When in doubt, flood the game cart slot. Grab a toothbrush and brush its teeth. It's strange that random traces on this have just been eaten away, though. It really is. I mean, I think I've inspected just about every chip and connectors running into them. I really do suspect it's this. I didn't bother checking the data lines, being honest with you, David. I mean, I've only just repaired 2 broken traces to the ASIC. So, you know, might give up on this in a minute anyway, just cause. Got other stuff to look at. Oh. She's dead, Jim. She's dead. And what time are we on? 4:30. Okay. I've been at this quite a while. Might draw it to a close soon. I've got one more to look at, but so we've ruled out the ASIC. Well, we've not ruled out the ASIC. I think there could be corrosion underneath the ASIC. Yeah, I mean, I could check data on the 6800K. I have to. What's the pin out? Hang on. Where are the data line? Okay. Pin 60. Okay. Well, we can check the data lines, I suppose. Yeah, I still got power. You can tell I got power because the red LED light comes on as well. It's not a no power fault, this. Watch. See? There is power. But let us do some more checks then. I can't be bothered using the oscilloscope, so we're going to use a logic probe. So put that over there. Can we clip that on there safely? I hate that these use crocodile clips. Yeah, that's. Make sure that's not bridging the other leg of the cap. No, it's not. That's fine. Okay. So we're getting something. Let's look at this pin out. It's kind of hard to see it, isn't it? Let me zoom in on that. I think I just accidentally messed up the stream there. But, whoops. Whoopsie. I don't know if you folks can still hear me. That's what happens when I press Control Plus to zoom in on the browser, and I think that was the hotkey for my stream. Whoopsie. So what we got? We got the data lines at pin 1. Where is pin 1? Here? Looks like there is some activity. I think it's pulsing. Yeah, activity there. Oh, shouldn't I be saying on CMOS? So that line's low. What pin is that? One of the data lines is low. Yep. That was fine. Oh, interesting. We're getting a pulse, a high pulse. So data line 4, I think, is... Oh no, that was okay. We're getting a pulse, 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 pulse. I think I'm probing D0 now. So this is pin 5, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I think this is D0. This is pin, the 4th pin along the top. So this is, what is this? This is A5? AS? It's hard to read from here. It's an address line anyway. So that's high, pulsing. It looks like there's activity on this processor. But let's try the other data lines along here. So it's pulsing high. Next one should be ground, so that should be 0. Yeah. That should be ground, so that should be 0. Yeah. So that's address line 23. Address line 22 is high. Pulsing high, apparently. Same for 21. Is that 21? Next one should just be high, if it's what I think it is. It should be VCC. Yep. Yeah, I think our address lines are good, but I'm going to keep going down each address line and I'm going to see what result we get. So we've got a high pulse there, which suggests activity. We've got a high pulse there, a high pulse there, high pulse there. I think all of these along the right hand side that I'm probing now that you can see there, I think all of these are address lines, so we'll go down them all. That is high. That is just straight high. That's interesting. Oh no. Okay. No, we're good. So that's high. Now it's pulsing between high and low. Same on A14. A13. Yeah, I'm going to check the address lines on this chip. And then I'm going to work my way over to the RAM. And check that. I'm nearly done with these address lines, I think. I think there's just a few on this chip. That's fine. It's pulsing high. I know you can't really see that well on this angle. Let's see if we can angle it a bit better. There we go. So that's pulsing between on and off. Same there. Same there. Same there. Okay. Tell me about it, David. Tell me about it. Let's get this out the way as well now. We don't need this. There we go. Yeah, I know. That's one of the fantastic thing about these old machines. They do have decent schematics. Would you folks prefer me to have this under the microscope for these checks, or would you prefer this overhead view? I think I prefer the overhead view, but let's see if we can get in closer for folks. Oh, that's a bit better, isn't it? Right, we'll power it on again, and we'll check the RAM. It would help if I got the pin out, actually, wouldn't it? So let's have a look. We've got IC2 main SRAM. What IC is this? What are they? IC3 and IC2. So IC2 is the main SRAM. I assume that IC3 is the other bank of SRAM. So this should be 65, 13, blah blah blah. What was that chip? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that mess at the top corner, somebody else has done some work on this, Phil. Let me see if I can zoom it better. That tested okay. Yeah, I know. I did test this. I did have a look at this. Crikey. There we go. Oh, my overhead rig's slopping down a bit. There we go. There we are. I mean, I will double check that because it does look a bit iffy, doesn't it? But when I tested it, we had continuity, but I guess I didn't check to see if it was shorted out, so, you know, to the pin next to it. So let's just do a quick check. Maybe it is. Let's move that out of the way. You come. This is a previous repair. This isn't something I've done, but if you take a look at that pin you were talking about at the top, oh, crikey, moving things around too much. So if we take a look at the said funky looking pin we've got, that's it, and if we test it, we're in continuity mode, so, but if we test it, it's not shorted to the other one, so whoever did this repair, it seems okay. And I guess I can follow it down to wherever it connects. So where does it go? Along there, up there. So there's a little there. Test's fine. Chris, I would speak to Chris from Gadget UK. He's very knowledgeable on these Mega Drives. Yeah, you know, I've not really found many people who know much about these older systems. I kind of figure it out on the fly. It would be quite nice to chat to somebody who knows a thing or two about them. I'm just kind of winging it. Is that going to focus? Of course it's not. Anyway, back to probing. Back to probing. This is high, I think. Crap. I keep slipping and shorting things. Stop it. So that's high. Low. High. Low. Pulsing. Move that a bit more. So we got low there. That's let's look at that pin out. So this should be pin 40. This should be VCC. So this should be high, which it is. So then we get address. No, we get UWE, LWE. I'm not sure what those are actually. Latch lines. High and low. Then we got address lines. So we've got A10 at pin. One of these pins. This one. I don't think this RAM's good. You get a couple of flashes high, a couple of pulses when turning on, and then it looks like a lot of it's just going straight to low. That's on high. So what are these pins? These are all these are data lines, I believe. Are they data lines? Yeah, they are. Let's check this other RAM bank. Let's see what this one's doing. Okay, so that's a ground. That's a data line. That's a data line. A lot of these are just stuck high. Well, that one's doing something. I don't know enough about these chips. Yeah, I don't know enough about these chips. Ah, God, I got a probe stuck. There we go. Right. Well, at least I've had one fix so far. I think a 6800K is fine. RAM could be a problem, but not sure. No, you're wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong, David. I have not checked all the voltages, to be honest with you. I've been a bit lazy on it. Let's find out. I've not checked the reset line either. We'll do that real quick. I've got to get the schematic open though. Let me get the pin out for that chip. I'm just having a look now. That is the N6800. Yeah, okay. There's our reset pin. Our reset pin is... Reset is 20 and Halt is next to it, so let's find out. So 26, that's 26, 25, 24, you can't see that, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. I think that's our reset line. It looks like that's high and pulsing. That's interesting, isn't it? You seeing that? We'll see it go low briefly. I wonder if it's high and low activates that. Yeah, we've got high on reset. Let's try the Halt line next to it. It's 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Halt is high. So we've got high on Halt. looks like it's pulsing. I think it's pulsing. Yeah, it looks like it's pulsing on. What's it? Reset. $19.20, yeah. Huh. I did check the reset button as well. God, this desk is really getting messy. Yeah, this is going to be a rabbit hole job. This is going to be check everything to find it. What the? You're joking? What? What the? What? 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 You? What? The what? What the hell? What the? I don't understand. I do not understand. What the heck? You're seeing this as well, folks, right? Like, how many times did I just try that? Like, what? I don't. I have no words. I have no words. Yeah, it could be. Yeah. I guess that's possible. I could have pressed a loose pin. Let's see, have we got any audio from this thing? I'm trying to see if we can capture audio from the game. We should be able to. I've done it before. But I do know that my capture card can be real iffy. This capture card. So it's not that. Turn that off. Turn it on. Must be. Yeah, it's got to be a poor contact, hasn't it? And I guess that contact's probably going to be on the RAM or the main chip, because they're the only areas I've really probed. Damn. Of all the things. Yeah, you know what? I will do something like that. First of all, I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna turn it back on with the probe disconnected. Okay, so we're getting that. Right, and just so folks can see. Right, I've got the probe disconnected. You can see I have the probe disconnected. I'm gonna set this aside actually because it's kind of in the way. So we'll bend the board a bit. We'll just push it down here. I don't want to be too crazy with it. We'll push down around this chip. We'll push down on these chips. Move around a bit. Flex it a bit. You can see I'm not going crazy. I've turned it back on. The heck? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know what I did. I straight up do not know how that brought it back to life. I'm also trying to convince my audio capture to work on this. Because it should work. We should be getting audio. But that's I know my capture card can be a bit funny with this. Either that or we've got no sound. Yeah, you're probably right. It probably is just some dodgy, crusty stuff somewhere, and I've dislodged it by probing. It's going to be something like that, isn't it? There's probably a bad joint that's not so obvious. What I'm going to do is just reflow them. I'll do that now. It won't take me 5 minutes, so I'll do it now. Alright, let's unplug everything. It's never a bad idea to do. Let's head on over to the microscope. Let's raise that up a bit as well. Okay, so we've got this RAM chip here. So I'm going to do that first. So we'll reflow this. We'll redo the CPU. We'll redo this RAM because somebody else has worked on this. So we'll redo the memory first. Let me get fume extraction on. Getting too excited. Oh, I'm well aware of that, David. Actually, what I usually do is check them with an ESR meter. I check them in circuit. But you are right, they should be replaced, really. The reason I tend not to replace them generally is because when I'm doing this to sell them, I usually just sell them as a working unit. You don't get very much money for like selling these as recapped. Even though there's a good bit of time that goes into actually recapping them. It's why I don't do it. I mean, I guess I could list them as recaps and charge appropriately, right? But, you know. It's just one of those things. So, let's... This one is going to be a bit more interesting because there is that bodge wire there. I need to be a bit careful around that so that I don't disconnect it. Look out for fishy smell. Yeah, I know. I've recapped a lot of Sega Game Gears and those things smell like the... yeah, they smell like the back of a chip shop. After a week. That bodge wire is not the best, actually. Yep, fine. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm going to redo these as well. You see, these areas of the board where the game cart slots are, they are subject to flex pressure from putting games in and out. So it does tend to bend the boards, so I guess losing good contact can happen. That is a... Is that a QFN? Is that a through hole? Yeah, that's weird. I think this is a QFN chip. Beep. Beepity beep. Yep, all good there. Do the other sides. Test it. Watch, find out that it doesn't work anymore, and that I've undone whatever miraculous fix I did. Yeah, I love soldering. That's why I did that beginner's guide video, you know, like... Getting people into soldering is pretty cool. I mean, I've had friends visit me and, you know, I've like gone, hey, you want to learn a little bit of soldering? And I'll bust out the kit and show people, you know. Well, I say busted out, it's already out because it's just on a desk, but you know what I mean. I've done it with 2 people so far, and both of them didn't think that they'd be able to do much, and both of them did just fine. So, hot air soldering, mind you. But yeah, I think a lot of people think soldering is much harder than it is. I mean, the basics of soldering are fairly straightforward. I think anybody with a few hours a day can learn soldering in a week or so. Probably a bit less. The basics anyway. Just sort of get that cap out the way a bit. Hey Uber Micro. Welcome. Now I can't remember if it was Uber Micro or Micro Repairs Limited, because there's a few micros around, but I was watching one of your videos on a hot air... It was a quick hot air mod, but it wasn't really... well, I think it was a mod for the hot air sort of setup, where you had like a suction device, and it would sit on top of the chip that you were like desoldering. I think you had like an external pump as well. That was really cool. Oh yeah. Yeah, I have played with solder paste. You know I'm working with retro, but I do work with modern stuff as well. Yeah, solder paste is fun. Solder paste is great when you get that heat on there and it liquefies and you start getting like all of that beautiful surface tension pulling everything into place. I love it. It's great. Yeah, it's fantastic. I love BGA rework too, that's fun. I bought a no power is that bridged? I bought a no power PS4 recently. I fixed that and that was Just the south bridge, but that was pretty fun. Yeah, that's bridged. I'm gonna fix that. I've still bridged. There you go, that got it. Yep. All good. Yeah, happy days. Bit messy that. Let's have a look, see what people are saying. So, get that PS3 RSX done. Yeah, I should. Yeah, still going, Phil. Few problems with this one. I miraculously repaired this one somehow. God knows how. I don't know how. No one watching knows how. Apparently just probing the board fixed it. Who'd have thought it? What else is people saying? So, Uber and repairs and micro, so many Ubers, so many repairs. You want to just become like, you want to merge, just become one like, just become one super mega Uber micro mega mage. There you go. You'll all merge together. Uber micro mega mage. PLC Limited. That's what you want to do. Okay, just checking the pins. Looking good. Right, let's test this again. Just shift that out of the way. It's an Uber bus. Uber Mega Micro, like, there's just too many words you can mash together at this point. Like, we just become like one super mega entity of crazy mega mage. Where's my power lead gone? There it is, it's right in front of me. So let's try this again. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Where's the scaling? Let's turn this scaling up. Let's go up to 1080p scaling. Look how beautiful that upscaling looks. I really do like this upscaler I use. As long as a device has RGB output, look how crisp and clean it looks. I really do recommend these to everybody that plays retro systems. "1980s Battleship." Oh, classic, Phil. Classic. I remember having Battleship. I think every kid had Battleship. I remember playing Battleship with my dad. Man, that takes me back. I either wasn't very good at it or my dad was very good at it. I'm not really sure. But given my dad couldn't see too well, I'm going to lean with I was just bad at it. But yeah, there we go. That's fine. It's not crashing. So I think we're good. I think we have a repair. What we'll do is reassemble it now and then it will fail. Yeah, well, good luck with it, Phil. I'm sure you'll get it running. You know, you can do a trying to fix style video like the old classic My Mate Vince. Yeah, a little warm. I'm not so happy with this. There's a bit of fluxy gunge on it. Bit of fluxy gunge on it. Let's kill that microscope light. Drown it in isopropyl. Drown it. Drown it. Drown that board. And then brush its teeth with a toothbrush that's in the colour of Warriors. So yeah, we got our bridge wires on that chip, because that chip had gone bad. So we did fix that chip. It was never going to power on without that. Then the games just wouldn't... Nothing was being read. We had blank output. So we probed the CPU and the RAM with the logic tester, and suddenly it started to work. And that was after we also probed the crystal to make sure that was working, which it was. It's kind of weird. And I guess folks here are right. It must have been, I must have dislodged something or accidentally reconnected something by probing. Really bizarre. Really bizarre. Now, unlike Phil's favourite YouTuber, who will go unnamed, I mean, Phil and I, and like most other folks watching this stream, we all clean the flux off our boards. We don't just, like, leave it drowned in flux after we've just wiped it a tiny bit with a cotton swab. No, we brush it off. We get the boards looking swish. Or swish-ish, anyway. PS5, no power. PS5, blood for a stream. Why not? Yeah, why not? PS5s are blooding. Huh. No free promotion. Yeah, totally, exactly. No, I'm happy with this Mega Drive repair. We've got one more with a similar fault, but you know what? I actually can't be bothered to do it right now. I might do it later, but I'll probably do that one off stream. It's gonna be some sort of similar fault to this thing. So that's how these things go. Oh. I really need a better overhead camera rig. There we go. There we go. Right, just get it back together. Actually, I probably need to clean the top a bit. How's the bottom? Yeah, that's fine. Actually, the bottom needs it. Do you know what? Actually, I'm going to wash these. What the hell is that? Oh, it must go underneath that. Okay. Like that. Yeah, this thing needs a bit of a clean. You know what? I'll just polish it. Did it again. Elgato multi-mount, very sturdy. Yeah, space as well though. I mean, this thing's just it's just a boom arm. Got a bit of an angle actually, isn't it? Ah, that's good enough. Yeah, there's multiple ways of mounting things. I guess I will check out the Elgato thing, Phil. Yeah, thanks for the suggestion. I'll have a look. I shouldn't just dismiss it. Maybe I can fit this into this setup. It's kind of funny because I'm in a first floor apartment and like when I've got my curtains opened, you can see the mounting thing for this camera from the street if you look up. It's kind of funny. The classic Lidl brand furniture polish. Bit of nice clean up. Am I peeping, Tom? Probably. If they ever send a police round to check, they'd probably think I'm some kind of mentalist just with the setup I've got, you know. Like, hello, 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 what we got here then? And they're like, it's a soldering rig, old chap. You're coming down the district with us, lad. There we go. That'll do. Last bits of polish in here. I do like the old Sega Mega Drives. They put out a surprisingly good quality image on the SCART as well. Forgot which way round this goes in. No. No. Yes. Yeah, there we go. Heat output on the roof. Yeah. Like you're running your hot air station and then you get busted in because they think there's something else going on. Right, let's pop that board in. There we go. Lovely jubbly. There we go. That's more or less in together. Right. A successful repair is always fun, even though I'm not quite sure why this one was a success, but it was. So, going theory is 2 traces were busted, we fixed those, and some of the contacts on either the RAM or the main processor had come a bit funny as well. Either that or I somehow like accidentally shorted 2 pins together and forced, you know, like basically CPR for the processor. Just give it a jolt back to life. Copper Jumper thinks you're green-fingered. Yep. That is definitely the way to put it. I actually think it's nothing to do with Phil's soldering equipment. It's just the heat he generates as he's thinking through the problem, you know? 8,000 megajoules of heat. He doesn't actually use hot air, he just channels the thought process into a tube and that points that at the PCB and done, you know. Tis a skill. Tis a skill. I don't have to talk a lot of crap when I'm putting things back together. I really do, because like I'm just, you know, I'm not thinking about anything anymore. My brain's free to do things. There you go, most of the way there. Now let's take a look at the top piece of this. Look at it. Look how disappointing and sad this thing looks. It's just wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Things are going well, Jinxie. Things are going well. We've repaired a couple of Sega Mega Drives. There's one more to go, but because this stream's been going on for quite a while, I'm probably going to bring it to an end after this, because I know there's other people around as well that like to stream, and I don't want to get in the way of everyone. That and I'm getting hungry too. I've been streaming a few hours, so... Yeah, the problem with this is, look at this, it's got a big... That's a shame, isn't it? Look at that. Not much I can do about it either. I mean, I can get all the dirt out if I wash it, which I will. I'll do that in a second. I'll do that off stream, I think. But yeah, this has seen better days. It's not going to go for much. Ah well. Ah well. Shame. I mean, you can buff this with plastic polish, but then it changes the overall look of the system. It become like the whole thing will become glossy if I do that, if I polish it. And then we've got like scratches. It looks like somebody's like gouged into it with... Well, it almost looks melted. I don't know. Hello. Right, anyway, folks, I am going to draw this to a close now. And I'm going to call that a win. That's 2 wins. I'm happy with that. I'm more than happy with that. I need to take a look at my Mega Drive now. Yeah, you know what, Phil? It's probably going to be like damaged... Probably damaged traces, damaged solder, something daft like that. It's usually not anything that serious. I do have one that's got dodgy VRAM that I need to replace, but it involves using this boss. I can't be bothered with that right now. But yeah. Anyway, folks, thanks for coming along and watching. I hope to do. Yeah, I'm hoping to do some more streams soon. You know, I've not been on it very much recently, so but I'm trying to do a bit more video content as well. I'm trying to get more active again. So, but yeah. Anyhow, I hope you all have a fantastic Sunday night or afternoon or whatever, and yeah, I hope you all take care and have a good one. One last thing, Phil. If you have a SNES, I want to see you do that on a live stream. I will watch that live stream. For sure. Because that SNES will probably own you. They all have dead CPUs. Like nearly all of them. Yep. Want to see it live. But yeah, you probably have a dead CPU or PPU on it. Those are the chips to check. Yeah, usually dead CPU on SNESes. Can be dead PPU. And it's actually really hard to check the damn things as well. But yeah, oh, wasn't that the one your brother-in-law gave you? Something like that, wasn't it? I can't remember now. Something like that. But anyway, folks, as I say, been a pleasure having you all along. I'm gonna call it here. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your weekend. I hope you all have a nice easy Monday no matter what you're doing. And until next time, bye for now.